Alright, ladies and gentlemen, after waiting 6 months after the release of Quantumania, Kang the Conqueror has finally made his way to Marvel Future Fight. To say the hype for the character has died is an understatement. However, nonetheless, people who like Kang, very excited to see him finally get added to the game. I am one of those people. I built him up and I took him for a spin today, and I gotta say, I'm really getting tired of these tier 3 natives getting added to the game, and the hype for them truthfully just turns into disappointment and sadness because the character just feels very underwhelming. There is nothing that he's going to be super meta for, and that is unfortunate because this is Kang the Conqueror. So truthfully speaking, I don't understand what they were going for. For PvE, damage is lackluster at best, and for PvP, even though he has iframe ignore on his second skill, he has a revive on his passive, and he has a PvP leadership with debuff removal, truthfully speaking, he's not gonna dominate in timeline. He may be decent at best depending on the ban list, and truthfully speaking, I would say Alliance Conquest is where you're gonna see him stand out, or Otherworld Arena if the ban list / debuff characters allow him to participate. It's unfortunate, but that's where Kang the Conqueror is if you're gonna spend, what is it, almost 200 million gold to build up the character. So it's an additional option for Otherworld Arena and Alliance Conquest. Besides that, it's unfortunate. Right now, I'm going to show you guys what he can do. I started off with an Obelisk. I gave him just immunity to guard break just because of the fact that he's a tier 3 native and he also has additional pierce in his kit. So I wanted to see if a free-to-play player built him up and didn't have, I would say his best CTP right now is Steal on the Authority. So kind of like Gore, because he has so much damage reduction in his kit. If you can give him a brilliant Authority, that would be your best bet to give him as much damage reduction as possible, because the fools that designed him only gave him a 15% heal. Okay, yeah, a 15% heal on a tier 3 native that they're designing for PvP. Crazy. 4-second cooldown, but the heal is just not good enough. They need to give him multiple heals if they're going to give him only 15%, and his damage should just be unbelievable just because he's a tier 3 native. And because I have a free-to-play account that I'm also building Kang the Conqueror on, I wanted to see just a glimpse of what I could expect once I have him built fully over there, because obviously, unlike with my main account, I don't have a CTP farm, right? I don't have a CTP in abundance to just be given to every single character. So I wanted to see how he would do with just a regular Obelisk. So I'll show you guys why Kang the Conqueror is kind of a disappointment for me, and you guys can let me know what your thoughts are on him in the comments. Obviously, I'm going to test him further with multiple CTPs. If that's what you guys want to see, let me know in the comments. But for now, we're going to start off with an Obelisk, and then we're just going to scale accordingly. I didn't want to jump to a CTP right away, or like a mighty CTP, just because I wanted to just scale gradually. Okay, we're gonna start off on stage 39 against Null. Don't skip through it because this is something I want to show you guys. Okay, so we're gonna go 3-5-4. We can move around with the 4, that's good, but the thing is the 4 skill ends far too quickly for my liking. We're gonna proc on the 6 just because I want to get as many tier 3 rotations as possible. This co-op helps us to skip the cage there, that's good. The rotation that they recommend in a preview doesn't work in practicality if you want to get as many tier 3s as possible. Okay, we're gonna get caught up by the cage here. It is what it is. It's unavoidable. Okay. Because the tier 3 lingers, we lost the next proc there. It is what it is. Now watch this, okay? Look at how long with double supports it takes Kang to get through this stage, okay? 3 minutes and 53 seconds. The reason why I wanted to show you guys this, okay? He's a tier 3 native, so he should be coming in with big boy damage. I'm not expecting him to be doing tier 4 damage. Now, I'm actually gonna clear that same stage, or at least do that fight up to the same point using Mysterio with no Obelisk. Keep that in mind, no custom gear, just this base kit uniform. Look at how fast Mysterio gets Null down to phase 2 of this fight. And you tell me in the comment section if Mysterio with no Obelisk should be on the same level as Kang the Conqueror, who's a tier 3 native. Especially when you consider he's doing this without an Obelisk, okay? Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead. You slide in. Like, it just truly blew my mind when I was testing this out. Like, and I'm just using Mysterio just because, I don't know. He's one of the only characters that I right now don't have an Obelisk on. That's actually good. But you can see, Kang and Mysterio putting out the same amount of damage, relatively, right? With the same team up, same set of strikers, everything. But this man doesn't even have a gear, bro. Like, literally don't have a custom gear. So if he had a custom gear on, no matter how bad it was, right, he would be better than Kang. Like, tell me, how does that make any sense? Tell me how this makes sense. In what reality is Mysterio and Kang the Conqueror on the same level to any degree? Now, I'm sure some of you guys gonna say, well, Kang the Conqueror is a PvP character, so obviously Mysterio is gonna be, I guess, better than him or the same level as him in PvE because he's not designed for PvE.
You need to shut the fuck up.
So freaking what, man? It's Kang, bro. Like, come on, man. This ain't right. You can't tell me this is right, especially when Mysterio don't have an Obelisk, bro. Yeah, you're gonna say it's a seasonal uniform. Still, that's not a good enough explanation for me, bro. They gotta buff this man's DPS to some degree. Let's continue. Relative to some of the characters that we've gotten uniforms for in the past few months that are villains, so people like Malekith, people like Mysterio, or new characters that we got recently that are villains in recent memory, Spot. I used them all here with Obelisk, and they were able to break with Obelisk in about 45 seconds. So let's see how Kang performs. Keep in mind those guys are base, just normal characters, tier 1 natives. He's a tier 3 native, so even if he's not designed for PvE, he should be by default doing more damage than those guys. But as you can see, that is not the case. All right, come on. Like, a good character would break at 30, like, I would say a great character, an amazing, a top tier character would break at about 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? But like a 45 second is what, like, still is amazing. Come on, bruv. Anything past the 1 minute mark is mid. You know what I'm saying? Because the clear is in jeopardy at that point. So like, PvE, mid for this guy, bruv. So I'm gonna take it after this. I'm gonna take him into a timeline and show you guys how he performs a little bit, maybe with Obelisk, you know. But like, he needs a buff, and the thing is, they need to give him like Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock's second skill gives him iframe ignoring all of his other skills. They need to do that for Kang, right? Because a lot of times in timeline battle, when his second skill gets interrupted, you're just gonna be standing around doing jack shit. Yeah, this ain't going nowhere, bro. We ain't winning. We losing. Okay, he's a loser. Kang is a loser. But then again, that's the reason why he was exiled. You know what I'm saying? Like, this version of Kang is a loser that got kicked out of the council, bro. So I guess that's why they made him such a weakling in the game, bro. But anyways, let me jump into timeline right now and show you guys how this man does. All right, so we're gonna give this clown as much damage reduction as possible, and let's see how he performs against the current meta, which is Gene Adam Wolverine. It's gonna run it on auto for a couple fights, and yeah, I don't expect much out of him, truthfully speaking. Yep, he just gets one tap. So y'all said he's designed for PvP, right? Let's see. Yeah, can he take one of Gene's life? Okay, good stuff. Yeah, and that's it. That's it. Okay, 250 million gold. Let's continue. Let's run it back one more time so we can see that it's not a fluke. I'm all about consistency, right? So if he's gonna consistently get his ass whooped, I want to show that to you guys. All right. So yeah, Kang. Wasn't expecting him to dominate tier 4s, but definitely was not expecting him to just be a waste youth. That's what I'm seeing here, bro. Man's a waste man. Even Ancient One does better than this against Jean Grey, bro. Like, come on, dog. Come on, dog. He's a loser. He's a loser. All right, we got another matchup for him here. Let's see how this goes, boys. I am just flabbergasted, but truthfully speaking, this is what I expect from our future fight at this point, you know? Usually when they release these tier 3 natives, they make them underpowered so that then anything they give them afterwards, we're so grateful, you know? It's like when people release new items and then make them really, really expensive and then drop a cheaper pack later on. You're just so happy that the cheaper pack exists that you don't realize that, well, you don't complain that you're still getting robbed. That's what's going on here, bro. This is so stupid. Why does he exist outside of Otherworld Arena, bro? Like, they're not buffing Alliance Conquest. The rewards don't, like, justify the effort. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you really tell me you're gonna spend 250 million gold to build Kang just for what? Alliance Con? Come on, dog. Hey, he's only rocking an Obelisk, but truthfully speaking, I'm not even seeing the potential. I'm not even seeing the reason. That's the problem here. I'm not seeing the reason. All right, let me see how this goes with Hela in the mix. This is gonna give us more startup time and more damage to superheroes. I was gonna say hopefully she doesn't kill Jean Grey. We don't want to give Kang no type of help. Oh man. Yeah, all right, cool. Guys, I truthfully don't know what they were doing with Kang the Conqueror. Like, I very much so wanted to come in and say he is absolutely fantastic for something, but that's not what I'm seeing. Truthfully speaking, I was planning to give this man a full stack with 20 Odin's blessings and a brilliant CTP, maybe even fetch his artifact on Black Friday or something, but what I'm seeing right now is just utter disappointment. But that was the case for Gore when he first dropped. So more than likely, once they get the feedback from us saying that he trash, they gonna buff him in some small ways to make him, I guess, acceptable.